Leaving America, Moving to Australia, Part 1. In this immersive English learning lesson, you'll not only listen to, but you will shadow a real life conversation between David, an American, and Leeway, a Chinese Australian. As David shares his disillusionment with American dream, you'll practice mimicking native pronunciation, articulation, and natural speech rhythm. This method helps you improve your spoken English while engaging with an eye-opening story. So this story will tell you why David, a white American whose family has lived in the US for generations, is thinking about leaving America. His friend Leeway, a China-born Chinese who's lived in Australia since his graduation from an American university, tells him how life is in Australia. So the scene is a cafe in Brisbane. Why a cafe in Brisbane? I'll tell you later. So, David is visiting Australia and meets up with Leeway, an old friend. They sit down with coffee. That's right, coffee, overlooking the Brisbane River. Coffee is a very cultural experience in Australia. Not Starbucks, just natural, fresh, barista made coffee. Anyway, let's get on with it. David and Leeway were both in the same university in the US for their undergraduate and graduate school, so they go a long way back. David: Man, this city is beautiful. I can see why you moved here. Leeway: Yeah, Brisbane is great. So, how's life in the US? David: Honestly, I'm thinking about leaving the US. The cost of living is insane. Healthcare is a joke. And the so called American dream that my grandfather, my grandparents, and great grandparents had is no longer a dream. It's a nightmare. A nightmare. A bad dream. Leeway: I'm not surprised. A lot of Americans are waking up to this reality. But the funny thing enough, but the funny thing is, many of my friends in China still think America is the place to be. They still have the impression that America is still the country that dreams can be made. David: That's the crazy part. My family has been in America for generations. We go way back. My great grandparents lived through the Great Depression. My grandparents saw the post-war boom, and my parents bought into the whole land of opportunity idea. Land of opportunity. But now, that version of America is gone. Leeway: I keep telling people, but they don't believe me. They still think America is the golden ticket. David: Because that's the illusion that the US keeps selling. But the reality, healthcare will bankrupt you. Your wages don't keep up with the rent, and people are working themselves to death with no time to actually live. And yet, most Americans still believe they are in the best country in the world. What a joke. Okay, Leeway: That's really what baffles me. Don't they think? Don't they question it? David: Nope. They are in denial. The funny thing is, people chant, "Make America great again." But don't they stop to ask, if America is so great, why does it need to be made great again. The slogan itself admits that it's not great, but people just repeat it like it means nothing. Leeway. That's actually so ironic. And they don't even see it. David. Yes, most don't. Just a few do. But we are in the minority. The rest are too caught up in the dream, convinced that if they work harder, they will make it. But the system is rigged. Leeway. Meanwhile, in Australia, we get 4 weeks of paid vacation, universal healthcare, and higher wages. People here go to the beach on weekends, not just work, sleep, and repeat. Work, sleep, work, sleep. David. Exactly. But I tell our friends in China, when I'm thinking of moving to Australia, they say, why not the US? I'm like, have you actually been there? Leeway. Yes. They still picture America from decades ago. But things have changed. Worse healthcare, worse housing, and way more violence. Gun violence, all sorts of violence. David, don't get me started on gun violence. Every time I go into the mall or a school, I think, is this the day something happens? Leeway. That's crazy. Here we don't worry about that. Strict gun laws make a huge difference. David. Then there's the childcare. In the US, it's so expensive, some parents quit their jobs because daycare costs more than their salary, and there's no rebate. Leeway. Australia actually supports families, government help with childcare, parental leave, and good public schools. David. But the majority of Americans don't even realize how bad things are. They still think they have it better than anyone else. Leeway. Yeah, that's the power of propaganda. But at least you see the truth. So, when are you moving to Australia? David. Soon, I think. Time to wake up. Wake up from the American dream, or rather, the American nightmare. They both raise their coffee cups and clink them together.